Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas, Merry bloody Christmas, one and all. We are at that time of the year where festivities are well and truly upon us. People are drinking that little bit more, and the Boxing Day acca that's an absolute cert is definitely gonna come in. We've just had a weekend of Premier League chaos, and now is the time of year where we start to differentiate the men from the boys in the most exciting league in the world. The 25th of December, Jesus' birthday. My man is partying hard up there. The ultimate benchmark for when we find out who is most likely to win the Premier League. And over the years, the Christmas Day benchmark is one that people always tend to look at. And that is exactly what we're going to be doing today. My name is Jack Durkin. Welcome back to another HITC football video. How are you all doing, people? I hope you're all very, very well. I hope you're all in the festive spirit. I've got my Marcelo Bielsa Christmas jumper on. Let me show you it in all its glory. 'Tis the season of Bielsa. How I bloody wish it was. Today we're going to be taking a deep dive into looking at every single team that is top of the Premier League at the Christmas period and where they have finished come the end of that campaign. Now, historically, exactly half of the time people have finished top at Christmas, they have gone on to win the full Premier League titles. But we're not looking all the way back to the early 90s, all the way back to the beginning of the Premier League. We're looking from 2000 to this season's table. Who is top of the table and where do they finish come the end of the season? Now, there's a lot of the usual suspects in this video, but there's also one or two that do surprise you. I didn't realise how many people actually bottle being top at Christmas come the end of the season. So let's kick off the Christmas standings, going all the way back to the start of the millennium, 2000/2001 Premier League season. Who was top at Christmas and where did they finish? Starting off the list with a team that are obviously going to be in this list quite a lot, unfortunately for me as a Leeds fan. We are starting off with Manchester United in the 2000/2001 campaign. They found themselves top at the Christmas period. And come the end of the season, they found themselves in the exact same position, winning the Premier League title. Fergie at the wheel and a team full of absolute Man United legends. David Beckham, Ryan Giggs, Roy Keane, G-Ned, the list goes on. 2001-2002 season, we saw at the top of the Premier League come Christmas time, Newcastle United. The only time they're actually in this list, but they could not hold on to that position and they ended up finishing fourth. Sir Bobby Robson was in charge. He had a young, exciting squad with the likes of Shearer, with the likes of Speed, but also people like Craig Bellamy and Kieran Dyer breaking through. Moving to the 02-03 period, Arsenal found themselves top at Christmas, looking to make it back-to-back titles under Arsene Wenger, but once again, a team that didn't finish the campaign the same place. They found themselves at Christmas. Arsenal came second this season, missing out on the title by 5 points to their arch rivals at this time of Premier League history, Manchester United. Next up, we've got the 2003-2004 season. We find ourselves once again with Manchester United at the top of the table at Christmas time. This season, however, is a very, very infamous season. Everybody will know that Manchester United did not go on to win the league. They actually found themselves in third position come the end of the season, and Arsenal were crowned champions of the 2003-2004 campaign, going unbeaten in the infamous invincible season for Arsenal and Arsene Wenger. Next up, the 2004-2005 campaign, the first time we've got a new team at the top of the table come Christmas. This season saw the year of Chelsea under Jose Mourinho, and what a season, what a campaign, what an absolute emergence Jose Mourinho was for Chelsea. Top at Christmas in the 04-05 season, and then top of the league come the end of the season as well. Chelsea become just the second team on the list so far to be top at Christmas and win the league come the end of the season. This is, again, a very infamous season, the season where Chelsea only conceded 15 goals in the whole campaign. Do you understand how ridiculous this is? 15 goals in 38 games. A back line including Petr Cech, John Terry, Ricardo Carvalho. And with Mourinho in charge in the 04-05 campaign, he went on to the 05-06 campaign and did the exact same thing. Chelsea found themselves top at Christmas in 2005. They then went on to win the Premier League title for the first time, back-to-back titles for the Chelsea men. And Jose Mourinho's stock price was absolutely through the roof. After 4 years without a title and 3 years not finding themselves top of the table come Christmas, Manchester United came screaming back into action with Sir Alex Ferguson and found themselves top in the 2006-2007 season at Christmas time. Not only did they find themselves top at Christmas, but they also found themselves top come the end of the season. Fergie ending the Jose Mourinho win streak. The 06-07 season when Man United won the title was also the time that we started to see the world-class, one-of-a-kind capabilities of Mr. Cristiano Ronaldo. Not only did he find himself being crowned a Premier League champion, but he also won many, many individual accolades and awards as well. The 2007-2008 campaign saw a team that hadn't been at the top of the Premier League at Christmas for, again, 5 seasons. Arsenal found themselves top of the Premier League come Christmas. How did they do in the second half of the season? Well, Arsenal finished 3rd place in the 07-08 campaign, losing out to Chelsea and Manchester United that season. Chelsea coming second, Man United winning the league once again. 2 points separated the Red Devils and the Blue Lions. Next campaign, 2008/2009, we see a new team at the top of the table come Christmas. The first time they're on this list, and again, not the last time we come to Liverpool. Liverpool were top of the table at the Christmas period in the 2008-2009 season. Rafa Benitez was in charge. Gerrard and Torres were absolutely on fire for the red side of Liverpool. However, they didn't manage to finish the season at the top of the table. They came second to their bitter, bitter rivals, Manchester United. Putting a stop to the dominance of Manchester United come Chelsea once again. Chelsea found themselves top of the Premier League in the 2009-2010 Christmas period. And not only did they stop the dominance of Manchester United at Christmas time, but they also stopped the dominance of Manchester United come the end of the season, with Chelsea being crowned champions for the first time in a few seasons, the first time since Jose Mourinho left, and the first time and only time whilst Carlo Ancelotti was in charge. After a year of Carlo Ancelotti, Sir Alex Ferguson decided he wanted that Premier League title back, and that is exactly what he did, not only at Christmas time, but also at the end of the season. Man United in the 2010-2011 season saw themselves top at Christmas, and they also saw themselves win the league come the end of the campaign. 3 years of not being top at Christmas, but they still managed to win 2 of the previous 3 Premier League titles. This year saw them finish top at Christmas and also saw them finish top at the end of the campaign. This season then became Fergie's penultimate Premier League title, and we were finally about to stop the dominance of Manchester United in the Premier League. And unfortunately, Man United fans, that is still happening. Another new team at Christmas in the 2011-2012 festive period. We find ourselves at the Sky Blues, Manchester City, after the emergence of the Saudi money, the influx of cash to Manchester City, Roberto Mancini in charge, and they managed just, and I mean just, to keep their spot come the end of the season, with Man City winning their first Premier League title in one of the most infamous, if not the most infamous moments in Premier League history, with that 93rd minute goal by Sergio Aguero. The only problem with Man City beating Man United on that final day and leaving a sour taste in Fergie's mouth was that he had to get some revenge. In the 2012-2013 campaign, we find Man United top at Christmas time, and we also find them top come the end of the season. Fergie winning his final Premier League title in his final season in his managerial career in the Premier League, becoming the most decorated manager in the history of the competition, standing at 13 Premier League titles. Thank God he left. The 13-14 season, we saw Liverpool once again at the top of the Premier League. This time a different manager in charge, Rafa Benitez to Brendan Rodgers. This season really saw the emergence of Brendan Rodgers in the Premier League. Like I say, top at Christmas. They had an unbelievable campaign. Luis Suarez and Sturridge were on absolute fire. A campaign that was full of twists, turns and slips. And then Liverpool absolutely bottling it away at Crystal Palace. Liverpool finished second in this Premier League season by 2 points to Manchester City. And Liverpool, by the way, were in pole position for the majority of this season. The next 4 Christmases all saw the teams at the top of the table on Jesus' birthday. go on to win the Premier League come the end of the campaign. The first season was Chelsea, who won their first title in 5 years in the 14-15 season. Next up, we had the underdog story of the century, with Leicester City being crowned Premier League champions out of absolutely nowhere under Claudio Ranieri and defying every single odd possible. After the 15-16 crazy season with Leicester being crowned champions, Chelsea went on to regain the Premier League. In the 16-17 campaign, like I say, they were also top at Christmas. The final one of the four, Manchester City found themselves top at Christmas in the 17-18 season. Finally went on to regain the Premier League title that they won in the 11-12 campaign. This time the first one under, in my opinion, the best manager the game has ever seen, Pep Guardiola. This was his second season in charge and his first title for Manchester City. Once again, we have Liverpool top at Christmas in the 18-19 season under Jurgen Klopp. Again, a different manager. Liverpool find themselves top at Christmas. Could this be the season where they finally go on to win the title? Every single time previously they've finished second. Well, unfortunately, the exact same thing happened once again. Liverpool finished second in the Premier League this season. And once again, a very, very tight title race. Man City beat Liverpool to the title by 1 point. However, Liverpool did go on to win the Champions League this season. They were top at Christmas in the 18-19 period. Could they be top at Christmas at the 19-20 period? Yes, they bloody well could. Liverpool found themselves top on December the 25th in the year of 2019. Could this finally be the year they ended the jinx? Well, yes, it could. Liverpool went on to win the Premier League title under what was known as the COVID season. However, there is a slight cloud over this accolade, that cloud being the fact that there was no fans there to celebrate the league win with the players. And opposition fans absolutely love to remind Liverpool that it doesn't really count. For the third year in a row, Liverpool find themselves top of the Premier League table come Christmas. Would they finish first? Would they finish second this season? Well, they managed to finish third come the end of the 2020-21 campaign. And this also began the Manchester City 4 in a row under Pep Guardiola. 21-22 campaign saw the winners of the Premier League, Manchester City, at the top of the table come Christmas as well. And this Manchester City team were the last team in the Premier League to both be top at Christmas and win the Premier League title. The 22-23 campaign saw Arsenal top at Christmas for the first time in 14 years. Arsenal would find themselves at the top of the Premier League for Christmas Day in a new era. With Mikel Arteta in charge, Arsenal have pushed Liverpool and Man City for the title in the last few seasons, but unfortunately, they didn't manage to stay at the top come the end of the season, and Manchester City were once again crowned champions of the Premier League. The 23-24 campaign was an absolute carbon copy replica of the season before. Arsenal was starting to be known as the bottle jobs of the Premier League, once again being top at Christmas and finishing second to Manchester City come the end of the year, having that blip where they take the foot off the gas and a few bad results and Manchester City just go absolutely straight to Mars in a rocket. Mars being the top of the Premier League. Now we find ourselves at the 24-25 season, the 24-25 Christmas period. Who are top of the league? Well, we all know who are top of the league. After an absolute Christmas cracker on Sunday, Liverpool won 6-3 and they find themselves firmly at the top of the Premier League. Arne Slot is absolutely twerking at the moment. He is superb for Liverpool. Mo Salah is absolutely stat padding. The first person to ever get 10 goals and 10 assists before the Christmas period in the Premier League. And I think it's only right that Liverpool will go on to win the Premier League campaign. I think it'd be a massive cock-up on their end if they don't go on to win the Premier League. Arsenal potentially could be there. City, as we all know, have fallen off an absolute cliff this season. Chelsea, for the first time in a long time, look very dangerous, but I think Liverpool will go on to win the Premier League and become another team to add to the tally of teams that have finished top at Christmas and top come the end of the season. Will Liverpool win the Premier League come the end of the season? Let me know down in the comments and subscribe if you are new around here, people. I hope you all have a wonderful, wonderful Christmas. I've been Jack Durkin. This has been HITC Football, people. It is always a pleasure. It's never ever a chore. When you leave, close the door. Merry Christmas, everyone, and I will see you all very, very soon.